Hey guys, what is up? I hope everybody's been having a great day. We are back with another 18-hole vlog, this time at the KIAWAH Island CASSIQUE course. Now, KIAWAH Island course would definitely be the ideal course to play, but it is a little busy this week with the PGA Championship. And so I do want to play that course at some point. Smash the like button if you guys want to see the island course as well. That is definitely something I want to get on at some point. So the CASSIQUE course is a very tough course in its own right, playing to about a rating of 75, so we'll have our hands full today. And as always, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoy these 18-hole videos. I love making them, and I sure hope you guys enjoy watching them. So that being said, we're gonna have a fun day of golf ahead of us. It is currently 7 a.m., so let's get started. Guys, so I pulled my tee shot a little bit left, just off the fairway. Got 136 to the pin. Pin's in the left center. I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little bit dark because it's so early. I'm gonna be hitting my 48-degree wedge. Guys, so here's where I landed. You can see a little bit of backspin, but probably about a 25-footer. Also, a few turkeys, first hole. Probably the earliest I've ever seen turkeys out. So, all right, this is what we got left. See if we can make a good putt. Alright guys, so not a bad opening hole. Thought that might have stayed up a little more, but a 4 isn't terrible to open up, especially as early as it is. It's early. So on to hole 2, a little over 500 yards, par 5. It's kind of hard to tell what's out there, but it looks like if I go just at the right edge of that tree, should be in good shape with the driver. Alright guys, so really good tee shot. There's a pitch mark. There's the ball rolled out to. 194 to the flag stick. Hits on the right center. Plain 197. And this is going to be an 8-iron here. Just put it in the center of the green. And again, guys, these are, just because this isn't the ocean course does not mean this is not a hard course. This is a very tough course. A lot of fescue. And it's my first time playing, so it's gonna be a very tough day just with regards to figuring out the course and playing it well, but I'm looking forward to it. So we're gonna hit an 8-iron. I think that's gonna be the right club. And yeah, see if we can get this round off to a good start. Alright guys, so unfortunately, ball landed right there and rolled all the way back into that burn back there. So definitely not very happy about that. You know, and this is definitely I'm going to be giving up probably a decent amount of shots because I don't really know the course the way I should. So gonna have to play a bit longer, and because it's early in the morning, so it's going to be going shorter. I should have realized that. So I'm gonna have to probably play a club or two longer, so we'll see if we can adjust. But I'm taking my drop behind the hazard. Probably gonna have about a 40-yard pitch shot, so let's see if we can get up and down. Not the best hole there, but I'm not really upset about it, honestly, because you really didn't feel like I hit many bad shots there. I just didn't really manage it the way I should have. But it is what it is. On hole 3, 450-yard par 4. And pretty much straight away, probably a bit of a dogleg right. And you're gonna be hitting driver. Okay, so a really good tee shot here. Got 115, pin's just around the corner of that bunker. It almost looks like it's a taller pin, so I think there's a bit of a downhill grade right over that bunker. So I got 115, and I'm gonna use a 54 and kind of wedge it in there, and should be pretty close to a full swing because it is going a bit shorter today this morning. So I have to make that adjustment. So let's see if we can knock one close. Alright, so we got walking up to it, looks like about probably 20 feet straight down the hill. Push it a little bit right, we have the right distance, so let's see if we can knock it in. So it's a pretty cool feature on number 4 here. So there's multiple options for the routing of the hole. So I believe that this means, given this, that we're going this way to the green all the way out down there. And there's also another routing up there. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. I think a later hole we're gonna play the other way. I'm still not 100% positive, but that's kind of a pretty cool little feature here. So not a bad 4 there. That was a very slippery putt, so I really didn't want to leave myself anything back. Still trying to get my bearings straight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really tired. So, but I think this looks like a driver hole, maybe 2 iron. We'll figure it out when we get to the tee, and we'll go from there. So here's what I got left, 98 yards. Pin is right over that mound right there. It is a completely blind shot. I bailed out a bit right because it didn't look very good left, so I just kind of aimed in the middle of the 2 holes and just kind of hit a shot right down the middle of that. So gonna hit a 58-degree wedge. Looks like the pin is on the left corner of the green, so I'm gonna aim a bit right of that. It's really just all about distance control here, so I'm gonna say it's 98 yards. I think it's about right. I'm just gonna trust that yardage, and we'll see where the ball ends up. So I didn't get the distance right, unfortunately, so this is what I got left. Let's see if we get up and down. So on the next hole, hole 5, 154 yards, playing 160. A little bit of a headwind, so I'm gonna saw off an 8 iron and yeah, and take dead aim. Well, landed up there and ran back here, so definitely now figuring out why the slope on this is 154. This is probably one of the hardest courses I've played in a long time, so see if we can get up and down. So definitely not a great start, but I'm honestly not too worried about it. You know, I'm just gonna keep hitting, you know, the best shots I can, and you know, it's definitely bound to happen, you know, not really when you don't know a course well. And that's something I also want to say to you guys. If you're gonna play in tournaments, get practice rounds, learn the course. You need the people that typically know it the best are the ones that will play it the best and will be prepared for, you know, different nooks and crannies in the course. So I'm never able to really have the luxury on most of this course of playing a practice round. I just kind of go out and play and to do the best I can to figure it out as I go. But when you guys play in tournaments and when you guys are seriously trying to play for a really low score, get practice rounds. Like this course in particular, I would probably need to play 3 or 4 before I'd feel comfortable playing a tournament here, where I feel like I could really plan my way around the course. So just keep that in mind whenever you're playing serious golf. The more practice rounds you can get in, the better. Even if you're just walking the course, that's still very beneficial. So on to the next hole, hole 6, about 550 yards. I'm gonna try and take it over those 2 pot bunkers in the distance there with the driver. Alright guys, so that was definitely one of my best drives of the day, probably the best drive of the day. Hold about 580, have 173 left, so that was just about a little over 400 yards, so that was a really nice punt there. So a little bit of a tailwind, a little bit downhill as well. So as I said, 173, gonna be taking a 9-iron, and I'm still trying to figure out my yardages for this particular day, because we are in South Carolina. It's a new climate, a little closer to the ocean. So, and that's another thing I want to say. If you guys are really playing tournaments and you play in a new area, a #1 priority should be to get your new yardages, because your yardages are going to be different based on elevation, wind condition, air density. Yes, air density. And so that's very important to figure that out. So still trying to dial that in. I think a 9-iron is going to be the right club here. And yeah, we're gonna be taking it right at the pin. Alright guys, so we got a putt for 3. Not on the right shelf, went a little long on me, but not terrible still, so we definitely got to look at it. So let's see if we make a good putt. Alright guys, so good hole there, pretty clean all around. Actually, that looked like for a while that had a chance once it got over that ridge on that putt, but we'll take a 4. Now on to the next hole, hole 7, 210 yard par 3, pins up front. Gonna be hitting a 6-iron and try to play it at center of the green, and let's see if we can have another good hole. Alright guys, so I'm on the green, just the wrong shelf. Flag's down there, so this would definitely be quite a shot if they put it on like a Sunday pin for sure. Just caught it a hair thin and it ran on me a bit, but honestly, finding the green here is definitely the first priority, so let's see if we can make a good putt. All right, so that was definitely a good hole there. 3 is great there. I thought that, again, that was another putt I really thought had a chance. So I'm really starting to get a feel for these greens. I'm actually starting to feel really comfortable on these greens. The speed control and the line is feeling a little bit natural, which is nice. Really beautiful greens. So on to hole 8, par 4, 350. And yeah, that's what you guys have to look at. So it took me a while to take this in. The green is right there, and I'm gonna be taking a line right there, the 4-iron. I lasered a bunch of trees, did my best to kind of pick out what I thought would be a good number to hit, and it looks like 250 is probably about as far as you want to go, and so that's about a 4-iron, and should leave me about a 100-yard wedge shot in. So see if we can hit a good shot. Guys, here's where I ended up. I have 77 yards to the pin. Didn't realize I'd get this close. I cut off a lot of it. Like, all this fairway it was a pretty aggressive line I took with the 4-iron, and I hit it really square. That was probably almost a 300-yard 4-iron, which for this time of the day is definitely not bad. So 77 yards, gonna be going the 58-degree wedge, and again, it's all about distance control. So I actually got the chance to talk to Stan Utley last night, because I'm actually staying with him and a few other guys down here at KIAWAH Island during the PGA Championship, just to be on the grounds. I'm gonna spend some time with Bryson later today on one of the practice rounds, and then do a couple of appearances. So it was cool to talk to him, and he's definitely someone who's talked about if I get my wedge dialed in, it can obviously make a huge difference. So we kind of talk shop a little bit there. So that's definitely something that's got me excited, talking to someone like that about short game and wedges. So let's see if we hit a good shot, and yeah, let's see if we can keep getting our wedges better. I'll tell you guys what, that is a tabletop green if I've ever seen one. You can really see it here, like once you get down at the level of the green. So glad I had some spin on that. That was actually a lot harder of a shot than I anticipated. Kind of a hidden difficulty on this hole. You don't think too much of it. Oh, you know, it's a 360-yard hole, hit an iron, have a wedge in, but this is a tough green. It's front to back. So this would definitely make me play this hole a little bit differently. Now that I played it once, what I would do, I would lay back much further, probably 30 yards shorter, so that I would have at least 100 yards in so I can spin it. So definitely something to look at when you're playing your practice rounds, how many greens are sloping front to back versus, you know, back to front, and kind of playing around that. All right, so that looked pretty good for a while. It kind of broke a little bit more than I expected, but not a terrible hole. Now on to the 9th hole, 430 yards, par 4. Gonna be taking a 2-iron. Try to just over the left center of that tree past that water and try to get it in play. All right guys, so I didn't hit that very well at all, but not a terrible leave. I might have a little bit of tree trouble, not too much. So 177, look at that false front. So it's 177, playing about 185. I'm gonna take a knockdown 8-iron, just kind of hit it a little under those branches and just try to kind of cut it up into that breeze and get it on the back part of the screen, because that looks like a wave, that false front. I'll show you guys again. Like, it's hard to really see it on camera, but that is a really crazy false front. So let's try to get it on top of that and let's get putting. All right, so here's where I ended up. You can really see everything from here is just way gone back down to there. So it's definitely a bit of a nerve-wracking shot, because I got about 40-footer. See if we make a good putt. All right guys, so now on hole 10, about a 400-yard par 4. Looks like it bends a bit to the left. It's hard to really tell. My guess is kind of funnels right through here. So I'm gonna be hitting a 2-iron on that line and see what we got. Alright guys, so really good shot here with the 2-iron. Just a nice baby fade down the right center. 94 left to the pin. Gonna be hitting a 58-degree wedge. A bit of an uphill grade, so it's gonna go a little bit higher. So I gotta factor that in. I think I have a bit of a tailwind, so they might cancel each other out, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to hit a good shot in there and see what we got. Alright guys, here's what we got walking up. This is my first ball right there, and you can see I hit a second shot. I didn't like how far right my first one went, so I kind of wanted to make my alignment a little better on that second one. Hit a bit of a better shot, so. And I always harp on this, but I'm just gonna say it again. If you guys aren't holding anyone up and you hit a shot you really didn't like, hit another one. You know, it's really good to get that on-course experience and really work on stuff, and I think that's where you learn your most. So don't be afraid to do that stuff. I do it all the time, really, whenever I hit a shot I don't like, and really just try to correct that mistake and see how that correction felt versus the incorrect motion, and you really learn a lot that way, so don't be afraid to do that. So we got about, looks like we got about just about 20 feet here. Definitely very makeable, so this would be a nice putt to roll in. Guys, so on hole 11, 565 yard par 5, and definitely another funky looking hole here. Kind of bends to the left here, so I'm going to be taking a 3-iron. Oh, just kind of on this line here, try to cut off a little bit, but I do have room to miss right at this with a 3-iron, so see if we can hit a good shot. Alright, so pretty good shot here. Got just past the corner, just like I wanted to. Got 285 left to the pin, and it really looks like a pretty good green light here with the 2-iron. I think I'll definitely be able to get it there if I catch it crisp. So let's see if we can rifle it in there. Alright, so not a terrible shot here at all. Didn't quite catch it very flush, so definitely was a little bit short, but this is not a terrible leave, so I'm using a 58-degree wedge, see if we can get up and down. Alright, so that was a really solid 4 all around. Didn't really hit any bad shots there, just pretty clean golf. On the 12th hole, 390 yards, par 4. Little swinger to the right. Once again, you'll be taking it kind of up this chute with a 2-iron and try to get us in the fairway. Guys, so really solid shot here. Was able to just cover that bunker there. Got 97 yards, pins in the front right corner. And another pretty similar shot to what I had on 10. 58-degree wedge. Almost a full swing, just throw it a little bit past the hole and let it kind of suck back. And give ourselves a good look at a 3. Alright guys, so push that out to the right a little bit, hit a second shot, and check how much the second one spun back. That's where it landed, ended up all the way back there. So now that I'm up here, there's a bit of a hurt wind I really didn't feel when I was hitting the shot. So, you know, I'm still working on it. My wedge game has not been good lately, but you know, I'm just trying to stay patient, just keep working on it, keep chipping away, and keep getting my touch dialed in and stay patient. And I think eventually we'll start to really hit some good shots. All right, so not a bad two putt. I thought that was going to go in. That looked really good for a while. But on to the next hole, hole 13, 179 yards. Pin is on a cliff on the left edge, so definitely want to play this towards the center of the green. Really try to be disciplined and hit a good shot in. There's a little bit of a headwind, so I think I'm actually going to take an 8-iron here and really lay off it a little bit, and just try to put the center of the green. Alright guys, so that was another really solid hole. Pretty good up and down there. That was definitely playing tough with that pin location, so 3 is very good there. On to the next hole, hole 14, 445 yard par 4. Pretty much straight away. You can just see the tip of the pin if you look closely behind those mounds, so gonna be going with the driver. Alright guys, so unfortunately I sniped the first one left, so I had to re-tee, take the good old do-over with a shot in the distance penalty. So hit a really good third shot, and so here we are, 100 yards left, pin's waving right back at us. So I think there's a little bit of wind up here, so I'm gonna hit a 54 degree instead of a 58, and hit it a little bit lower so I can have a little more control over the arc and the landing angle of the shot. And let's see if we can get in with the 5 here and minimize the damage. Alright guys, so not the best hole, it is what it is. On to the next hole, par 5, 540 some yards. Using the driver, I'm going to be taking it right over that complex of pot bunkers. I think those are about 280, 290. We do have a pretty stiff headwind now, but I should still have no problem covering it, so let's send it. Alright guys, well, I thought I was going to have a pretty good look at the hole, but unfortunately there is a 4th pot bunker that's hiding behind these other ones that I saw on the tee shot. So 228, I am not going to have a stance on the grass, so I really shouldn't be going for this green, so I'm not. I'm just going to try to hit something about maybe 120, leave it short of one of those pot bunkers up there and have a wedge in, because it's just not smart with all this wind and all the crap up there to go for it without a stable footing. So that's what we're going to do. guys, so we did exactly what we wanted to do here. We left ourselves 101 yards left. Pin's a bit in the right. And the wind is starting to become a factor here, so I'm using, once again, a 54. And what's really been tough out here today has been, I don't think I've had a single shot on a flat lie. I mean, there's so many moguls and rolls on these fairways that it's tough to really get a square shot. So I'm struggling with that a little bit too. Something I got to work on, get a little bit better with uneven lies. So got 101 yards left, 54-degree wedge. Let's see if we can knock close. So that's another tough hole. It's been a tough go all day, honestly, and the wind's starting to pick up a bit. So it's been fun though. It's a tough course, really tricky course too. So this is definitely a track you need to play a few times. But I think we're doing okay right now so far. So on to hole 16, 177 yards, par 3. Bit of a tailwind. Gonna be hitting a 9-iron. Let it come in hot in the center and just kind of let it run out to the pin. Alright guys, coming up here, honestly a really good shot here to get it all the way to this back shelf. Definitely really fighting the wind right now, trying to keep steady, but we have about a 20-footer here, see if we can make it for a 2. Alright guys, so man, I just really thought that wouldn't break as much. So I'm still having, I was feeling pretty good on the greens earlier. It's kind of been a little bit rough for the last couple holes, but still chugging along on hole 17, and this is going to be a fun one. So it is 320 on a direct line to the pin, 395 as along the fairway. So for me, I'm thinking driver. I think there's no reason to not hit driver, just hit a bit of a hold off cut, and I think it'll fly right about 320 with this wind. So let's send it. Well, this is where I ended up, literally a foot from being in that stuff. Must have taken this line here. The pin is right there, so I actually probably should have hit a 2-iron. Yeah, that would have probably been a perfect distance actually. So let's see if we can get up and down here and get our 3. That was a really good break, but I mean the teeing area actually does provide a lot of room. So you actually see there's a lot of room out there too. So not a terrible bailout, but yeah, you definitely want to hit it a bit shorter than I just did. So see if we can hit a good wedge shot. It's not the best hole there. Kind of got a little spooked because I was on that second shot. Those reeds were still kind of catching me in my backswing, so it kind of spooked me a little bit, and I sent it a little bit over the green. And the wind's really starting to get tough too, so this is starting to get pretty nasty. But see if we can finish off strong. Hole 18, 435 yards, and I'm gonna be taking it right over that tree right there, sending it with the driver. Guys, hit a pretty good tee shot here. Was fighting the wind a little bit, took a pretty big chunk out of it. 98 yards left to the pin. We'll be hitting a 58-degree wedge. Alright guys, so we hit a really good wedge shot here, landed it right about here and used the slope really nicely. Got it to suck to about 8 feet away. So let's see if we can finish this round off strong, guys. Alright guys, so that was a solid finish, and man, that was, I gotta be honest guys, that was probably one of the hardest courses I've played in this entire YouTube channel. I really felt like the entire time I was battling and just kind of scraping and clawing to stay in it. It really felt like trouble was lurking at every corner, and it was a really fun course to play, really challenging. I mean, this is a course you have to play more than once, probably 5 times before you can start really figuring it out, but absolutely beautiful course. Check it out. It's one of the couple courses here at KIAWAH Island, and yeah, it was definitely got tough towards the end, but if you guys enjoy these videos, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoy making them. With that being said, I will see you guys next time.